Ms. Hines, Lori Hines is here with me in the courtroom. Ms. Meyer is in the conference room. She called this morning and said she was sick. I didn't know what that meant. I was concerned because she had never contacted Community Corrections for pretrial supervision until last Friday. Then she called this morning and told them she was sick. But anyway, she's here now, and that's good. I'm not sure. What kind of sick are you? You got a mask on, like respiratory?
Like I feel cold.
Welcome back to another jaw-dropping courtroom breakdown. This time, we're stepping into a case that's as messy as it is heartbreaking. Meet a young mother caught in a $3,900 theft scandal involving prepaid gift cards while working at Walmart. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. She claims it was all for her children. But as the judge digs deeper, the excuses start to crumble. From, I left the card at Grandma's to, I felt guilty so I tossed them. This defendant's story keeps shifting. And then comes a bombshell. The judge uncovers a hidden criminal past she swore didn't exist. What began as a plea for leniency spirals into a full-on reckoning, complete with jail time and a brutal reality check. Stick around, because this courtroom drama is packed with contradictions, emotional twists, and one brutally honest judge who doesn't miss a beat.
COVID symptoms, but I have not tested positive for COVID. But yeah, it's in my chest and my breathing. I just don't want to get anyone else sick.
Well, we'll address this. All right, Ms. Hines, what would you like me to know here?
You know most of all the facts. It just was an unfortunate situation that happened at Walmart, that the incident that caused my client to take the prepaid gift cards. So she's here today. I know she wants this. She doesn't have a criminal history, so I know she want that to be taken into consideration. But she knows there's going to be a penalty for what she did, and she's a mother of children and primarily used the money for her kids. So
did you spend all $3,900 worth of the gift cards?
No.
How many did you use?
I've used a little bit off of each one, but I know I didn't use the full amount. But I honestly can't sit here and tell you, like dollar sign wise, how much it is that I did spend. I know I spent.
Well, apparently Walmart reimbursed this lady, so I don't think she's out anything, but the restitution, what happened to the rest of the gift cards?
And right from the start, the judge is skeptical. She calls in sick, appears masked, claims it's COVID-like symptoms, yet somehow manages to show up in court just fine. The real red flag isn't her health. It's her behavior. This is a pattern judges know too well, dodging accountability under the guise of illness. And when someone only contacts pretrial services after getting caught, that's not illness, that's damage control.
They're still on the gift cards, but I do not have the gift cards anymore.
All right, say you don't have them. What happened to them?
I felt guilty and it was wrong what I was doing, so I moved, so they're wherever they're left. I don't have them on me. I don't.
All right, well, one thing that I look for to see whether people telling me the truth or not is whether they give me a direct answer or say 3 paragraphs. Let me ask you again, what happened to the remaining gift cards?
I left them when I moved.
Left them where?
At my grandma's, and she moved, so they're probably in the trash.
So you used an indeterminate amount of them. At which Walmart store did you use them?
I didn't use them at a Walmart store, but I took them from Three Rivers Walmart.
All right, where did you use them?
ATM, to get money for diapers and stuff. Mainly the ATM.
I would really like to know where this money was spent, whether it was spent at Chili's or So
a
you just
Meyer.
get cash, and I'm also interested in how much you actually stole from it. All right, your lawyer says you don't have any criminal record. Did you get charged with anything, any place?
Like, I've been charged for this.
That's not true. You were charged with theft in Elkhart County in 2022. You pled guilty to a larceny.
Listen to how fast this story falls apart. First, she used a little bit of each card. Then suddenly, she doesn't even have them. And her reason? She moved. But if guilt truly consumed her, why not turn the cards in, or at least admit where they are? Instead, it's a fog of vagueness and misplaced blame. And notice how the judge is already clocking the lack of direct answers. He's seen this dance before.
Charge, and they put you on a 1-year suspended sentence and a pretrial diversion. Your name, your date of birth. So you're not telling me the truth about having a criminal history. You're not telling me the truth about what you did with the cards. You're not telling me the whole truth about where you spent the money. So I don't know how much is true and how much is not true. So how would you like to do about 90 days in jail? That sound good?
Boom. That's the moment the judge turns the heat up. She lied, flat out, about having a clean record. But court records don't lie. And now, what could have been a simple sentencing just escalated. Judges take honesty seriously, especially when it comes from defendants asking for mercy. Once that trust is broken, the consequences get steeper. She's no longer just someone who made a mistake. She's someone trying to manipulate the court.
Please don't. I got babies.
Yes, that's unfortunate. So let's back up. How about if you tell me the truth? Tell me about your theft charge in Elkhart County, Indiana.
Theft in Elkhart County, Indiana. I was buying groceries and there was something in my cart that didn't get scanned. They caught me. I told them nothing but the truth. They didn't take me to jail because it was COVID.
All right, and now you're just with 3 other people or 2 other people stealing in South Bend, and you got picked up on our warrant.
And
all right, tell me how much money of this $3,900 do you believe you actually spent?
About $2.5 grand on clothes, on diapers, on food for my kids. And I mean, maybe gas money, but other than that, it was for my kids.
Well, it wasn't your money. And you felt so guilty about it, you just left them there, so maybe somebody else could find them. That's like finding cash. I don't believe that part of the story either. So, what are you doing now? Are you working someplace?
I have a job. I called Melissa, my check-in lady, and I even told her I had interviews. I'm trying to find a job, but with this on my record, it is very hard to find a job. I was doing Instacart, but they did a background check on me and they canceled that because of this. But I have been trying to find a job that will hire me with this.
Yeah, this is not quite an embezzlement charge because you just stole someone's stuff. I had another guy recently stole someone's purse. He was in the store. You were an employee of the store and violated their trust by stealing from customers. I'm going to put you on a 12-month probation. I'm going to put you in the embezzler group, whatever's left of it. Our next client may be going in there also.
Is that what you were talking about last time I was here?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to sentence you to 34 days in jail, credit 4, leaving 30 days to serve for stealing and then lying about it. I'm going to have the probation department schedule it. You've got children, and we may need to do this on weekends or something for childcare. But I wasn't very happy about it that you weren't upfront about your larceny charge in Elkhart. You were doing something you weren't supposed to do with people you weren't supposed to be with in South Bend. And you blew $3,900 worth of somebody else's money. The fine is $0. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, a $150 attorney fee. I'm going to waive the probation oversight fee because you owe $3,900 restitution to Walmart. They reimbursed the lady because you were an employee there. Someone stole my son's wallet at Walmart and we never recovered it. And Walmart said, hey, it wasn't our problem. Let's add that up. $4,175. That's not a lot for a young mother with no job. I mean, it is a lot. So we can be some flexible, but there's a jail component to this. This used to be a felony. It was reduced to a misdemeanor, which was a gift. And you weren't forthcoming about what transpired. All right, I'm gonna order no drugs and no alcohol, although I don't think those are a factor here. And you also have to pay for the group. This is gonna be very hard for you to pay this restitution, but you owe it. One of the issues here.
Cue the tears and the desperate mention of her children. But at this point, the damage is done. While it's heartbreaking to hear a mother beg for mercy, the judge knows this tactic all too well. It's emotional manipulation wrapped in real pain. But justice isn't about who cries hardest. It's about who takes responsibility. And the moment you lie to the court, you trade sympathy for skepticism.
Sometimes temptation has a big red flag and says, temptation 100 yards ahead. But mostly it just sneaks up on you and there it is. So you took these prepaid gift cards, $3,900, and then you spent them again and again and again. So temptation shouted in your ear and you ignored it. So it wasn't one moment of weakness. You stole them and then you used them over and over again, at least $2,500, probably or possibly more.
This is where the judge goes full philosopher, and it's powerful. Temptation, he says, doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. But in this case, it shouted, and she listened again and again. This wasn't a one-time slip. It was repeat behavior, calculated and continual. That's why it's not just probation. That's why there's jail time. Because what she did wasn't a moment of weakness. It was a pattern of theft and lies.
That's why there's a jail component here. What I want you to do is go downstairs briefly and check in with the probation department. You're not well. I will give you, just check in with them, then you can call in. You're going to be put on probation. We're going to schedule that 30 days of jail. It may be even one day at a time. I'm not sure, but we'll work that out.
Mhm.
All right, Ms. Hines, anything further?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, you can show her where to go
Yes, I
downstairs.
will. Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, the judge gives her one last ounce of structure. Check in with probation, serve your time, and get your life back together. But make no mistake, this was her final warning. One more misstep, and next time, the consequences won't be so flexible. The court showed mercy, yes, but only after laying down the law with unmistakable clarity. What a ride. A case that started with stolen gift cards turned into a full-blown courtroom unraveling. Lies exposed, a criminal history uncovered, and a judge who didn't let emotion cloud justice. This defendant asked for leniency, but gave the court every reason to doubt her. In the end, it was about more than just money. It was about trust, accountability, and the high cost of dishonesty.